students. As we have started with the 10th standard science, the chapter metals and the non-metals. So in our previous classes, we have discussed with the physical properties of metals and non-metals and started with the chemical properties of the metals. So let us learn few more properties of the metals. The next one, what happens when metals react with water? Today's concept is what happens when metals react with water. Means what to do, students? Reaction of the metals with the water, we can say. As you know, the reactivity of the metals differs. Means few metals are highly reactive, few are slow reacting, and few at least doesn't react with the anything. So like that, depending upon the reactivity series, we find the reaction of the metals with the water. So let us study the general statement first. Metal plus water. Metal plus water. When you put the metal in the water, you are going to get the metal oxide. Metal oxide plus hydrogen gas liberates out plus hydrogen. But this metal oxide further reacts with the water. If the metal is highly reactive, the reactivity will not stop, students. So those metal oxides further reacts with water to form metal hydroxide. Metal hydroxide. So these are the general statements of what happens when metals react with the water. Metal reacts with water to form metal oxide with the liberation of hydrogen gas. That formed metal oxide further reacts with water to form metal hydroxide. Right? So let us study with an example. Let us take the example of the sodium and potassium because these metals are highly reactive. So sodium, when you put it in the water, we are going to get sodium hydroxide NaOH plus hydrogen gas liberates out and the heat energy. Okay? Just general the equation, students. Is it balanced or what? If it is balanced, fine. H2 plus 1 3, hydrogen 2, oxygen 1 1, sodium 1, sodium 1. What can we do now? Let me multiply this hydrogen with the 2. 2 2s are 4. Right? 4 means 2 plus 2 4, sodium 2, sodium 2, oxygen 2, oxygen 2. Right? Next, potassium reacts with water to form potassium hydroxide, hydrogen and the heat energy. Same thing, students. Here 2 plus 1 3 is there. So let me multiply this hydrogen with the 2 here 2. Okay. So as you know, the reaction of the sodium and potassium is vigorous and highly exothermic reactions. They are very violent reactions. Suddenly, take a glass of water, put a small piece of sodium or potassium. Very soon, within a fraction of seconds, it will react and you are going to get the liberation of the hydrogen gas. If it is continued, it will catch the fire. So fast reaction we find, that is what we are explaining it as. It is one of the violent anti-exothermic reaction when you put sodium and potassium in the water. Right? Next example. Let us take next example, students. We'll take the example of calcium metal. So this calcium is a less violent. When you compare the calcium with sodium, potassium and all, it is very less violent. So take the calcium, put it in the water. Calcium plus water, you are going to get calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice plus hydrogen. Right? Take the example of the magnesium, students. Magnesium plus water gives magnesium hydroxide MgOH twice plus H2. Balance the equation, students. 2 plus 2, 4. So let me multiply here. 2 2 are 4. Calcium 1, calcium 1. Oxygen 2, oxygen 2. Same thing here. So let me multiply with the 2. So what is the conclusion? As the calcium is a less violent, so heat evolved is not sufficient for the hydrogen to catch the fire. Next example, students. Take the example of the aluminium. Aluminium is such a metal, students, where it won't react with the normal water and even with the hot water. Then what to do? You have to pass the steam over aluminium. It may be the aluminium, it may be the iron, zinc. These are all do not react either with the cold water or with the hot water. Then you have to use the steam. Right? So take the aluminium, pass the steam over there. Aluminium oxide you are going to get Al2O3. Aluminium oxide with the liberation of hydrogen gas. Balance the equation, students. 2 aluminium. Here it is 3. So let me make here 3. 3 2s are 6. 3 2s are 6. So whenever you write equations, students, in the chemistry, first and foremost you have to balance the equation. Okay. Take the example of the iron. Again, what you have to use, students? It is the steam. That is what I am writing here. Don't get confused. It is not a cold water, not a hot water. You have to take the steam. You are going to get iron oxide Fe3O4 with the liberation of hydrogen gas. Balance the equation. Fe3 is there, so I am writing here 3. Here it is 4. So let me write here 4 2s are 8. 4 2s are 8. Take down the equations, students. Okay. What about silver, gold and platinum? If you take the metals like silver, gold and platinum, they won't react with water under any conditions. Any conditions means either it is cold water, hot water or steam. We don't find any reaction. So this is about the reaction of a metals with the water. So depending upon their reactivity, right students? Depending upon their reactivity, we find the reaction of the metals. Fine? Yes. So what is today's home assignment, students? Practice all these equations. Balanced equations you have to practice. Okay? Remaining we will continue in our next session. Thank you. Have a good day.
Let us study reaction of metals with the water with the help of experiment. We have taken certain metals here like sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium and gold. Let us try one by one. Now we have taken the sodium, put it in the water Yes, as you can see, sodium reacts vigorously with the water. Reaction is so violent and exothermic that the evolved hydrogen gas catches fire. Next one is the calcium. Put it in the water again. The reaction of calcium with the water is less violent. The heat produced is not sufficient to the hydrogen to catch fire. What's the conclusion? Calcium reaction with the water is less violent and does not catch fire. Now try with the magnesium. Do you find any reaction? No, we don't find anything. Magnesium does not react with the cold water. Now what you are going to do? The same water you are going to make it hot. Heat it. So it is a hot water. Again you are going to put the magnesium. Now what happens? Yes, it reacts with the hot water to form magnesium hydroxide and hydrogen. It also starts floating due to the bubbles of hydrogen gas sticking to its surface. Let us try the experiment with the metals like aluminium, iron, and zinc. As we know, they do not react either with the cold water or with the hot water, but they react with the steam to form the metal oxide and hydrogen gas. For this, we are going to learn one experiment here. As you can see, there is a test tube which we have kept inverted. In the test tube, we have taken the glass wool soaked in the water. There is a burner, delivery tube, a bowl with a soap solution. In the test tube, we have taken the wool soaked in the water. Why? Because when you heat it, that water which is present in the wool will start converting into steam. Steam with a high heat energy. And the steam, the metals will start reacting with the steam. That is what we have kept soaked wool in the test tube. Let us do the experiment. So as you heat the test tube, it is converting into steam, as you can see, and in the delivery tube there is a passing of a gas which you are going to collect and test it with the help of the burner. You will get a pop sound. With that you will confirm that the gas liberating is hydrogen. Next metal, we are going to take the gold. Gold, take and put it in the water, cold water. Do you find any reaction? No, we don't find any reaction. The same, take the gold piece and put it in the hot water. What, students, can you find any reaction? There is no, we don't find any reaction. And pass the steam over the gold. Do you find any changes, students? No, we don't find. So with this, what we can say, it may be the lead, copper, silver or gold, they do not react with the water at all. Means in any condition they won't react. All metals do not react with water. Example, silver, gold, copper, etc. Thank you.